stop.
All right. Peace to the family. Let's go ahead and get rocking and rolling, man. I feel a lot more clearer and at 1080p, man. We up to date, man. We up to date again. We're in 2025, man. You know, feel cleaner. The skin look clearer. You know, getting a little bit more crispy. Get a lot more crispy, man.
Man, put the lotion on. Talking about it got clearer.
Right. You know, so that you can see all the grays and everything now. You know. But let's go ahead and get started, man. I ain't gonna waste no time because I got a few clips here. All right, so my name is Brady B. Dixon, NMLS 1541210 is at being that loan also on all social media, including that YouTube. Please go ahead and link with us. Go ahead, like the video, subscribe, tell a friend or tell a friend. Also, if you live comment here on the comments, we're gonna read them live. You know, so y'all got any questions about real estate? Y'all got any questions about business? Y'all got to get any question about grown manning? We're going to answer all that. So go to my website, www.applywithb.com, if you want to book me for a consultation or you want to go ahead and get started on a mortgage. 832-775-8357. You call me 24/7, long as it's about business. Also, my website, www.brandonbdixon.com, if you want to go ahead get real estate done. If you're an investor, you want to get an investment property, you want to lease, you want to list, whatever you want to do, I got it. Last but not least, cocinvestmentclub.com. If you want to become a real estate investor, you want to mitigate your risk, I have an investment club, and I'll link you with some of the top investors where you can learn the game, learn and earn. Barry, I got you up next. I got you in order.
Okay. Something just popped up. All right. How's everybody doing? This is Barry B with Homes by Barry B. If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate in the Houston and surrounding areas, you can give me a call at 832-786-1270, or you can go on to Google and put in Homes by Barry B, and you can get me on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all of those. And let's talk about your future. Let's talk about going into the spring and summer of 2025 with a new place, your new house.
Gotcha. CJ, I got you. Oh.
What up, everybody? CJ, broker owner of Greenwood Realty Group. Follow me on social media at CJ Sales Texas. That's CJSELLSTX. Let's connect on there. Also, go to the YouTube channel, CJ the Realtor, where we're doing a lot of highlights on luxury properties, local business owners, giving tips, and it's all kind of stuff on there. So subscribe, share, give me some feedback. Let me know what you think. I'm always looking to make it a little better, get those numbers up. And then if you need anything, call me, text me, 346-536-3800. If you got any real estate related questions, whether it's residential, commercial, Greenwood Realty Group has it all for you. So hit us up.
Gotcha. All right, let's without further ado, let's go and get the party started. I got a few clips. I ain't got as many as last week, but I got like one or two left over from last week, and you know, and then I got a few from this week, but they kind of sorted. They're kind of all over the place. So, boom, let's go ahead and get the cracking on it. Let me play the couple from last week though first, and then let's go ahead get started. I had a couple. Let's talk about this one right here. Let's go ahead and get into this first, and then we're gonna go ahead and get the party started. All right, Bell. All right, here we go.
At Home Depot now. Look at that now. $252 a month. Like, she ain't bad. Oh, yeah. Don't play with her. You can't beat these prices at all. Inflation is on the rise. We about to go in a recession. Y'all better get your delivery and on-site installation. Oh, okay. Oh, look at that. Look at that bathroom. That's spacious. That's just for me, myself, and I. I'll take that for 100, Alex. Look at that kitchen. Delivery. That's just enough space. I don't even need all those chairs because everybody ain't coming over. This is just for me while we deal with this crisis. And people could say what they want. Well, you still need to pay for gas, electricity, and all that other stuff. Okay, I'll pay for it because I'm still going to pay that $252 a month. What Buffy Purcell said, problem for your mom. Y'all, there's this post going around saying apparently you could get a house at Home Depot now. Look at that now. $252 a month.
Well, what y'all think about them tiny homes?
Man, you gotta be tiny to fit in there.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good option.
You got to be single and solo.
Right.
I
I don't think more than two people. Two adult-sized people, I don't think it's in them suckers.
But man, that's the thing though. A lot of people are doing the whole minimalist thing. So like a lot of people can handle that. Like
Yeah.
if you don't have a lot of clothes, you got a few go-tos and a couple pots and pans. Shoot, you can make it work. Shoot, back in the day, grandmas, great grandmas had houses that big with 12 kids.
Right.
And made it work.
I think we got too spoiled on stuff. We want to keep up with the Joneses. I think that is a thing, man, that's happening. Like, I'm downsized just recently. You know what I mean? It's I look at it like, all right, what I did all that stuff for. Like I didn't have company over like that. I had a big house and and I was solo, so I only got one ass. So I got all these sofas, can't sit on all these sofas. I got all these bathrooms, can't use all these bathrooms. I got one bathroom that was so dry, I had to, I hadn't ran the water in there so long, So it's like, it's almost like having that, it's too much. And then we doing that. I looked at it, what we doing it for? Also now with ride sharing and house sharing, it's almost like why keep a Bugatti or why keep a Lambo? Why you got to do the maintenance when you can just rent that thing? So get you a tiny home if you want to have a party or something like that. Get you an Airbnb if you want to have a house party, or rent you a hall or something. If you want to go have company over like that, you want to impress somebody, get your Airbnb. Then go back to your your tiny home.
That'll keep your house clean too.
Keep your house clean. Ain't nobody. Think about it. Do you want all those people at your house? Nowadays with the drop pins and all that, do you want all those people where you lay your head, knowing where you live at?
Some people like all that, but nah.
Right.
I'm a.
You know, man, it's becoming more.
I don't leave the house unless I have to.
Right. Right, but
I don't leave the house unless I have to.
Hey, his space was nice though. The space was nice. It's nice and clean. You don't need all that stuff. I mean, it's for a certain person. Even
I remember back in the day when the first.
Yeah, go ahead.
One of the first places I had a long time ago, I had an efficiency apartment.
Right.
And it had everything I needed. I ain't have to go too far for anything.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
living room, bedroom, bathroom.
Right. That's all you really need. Think about it, man. Yeah. All that other stuff.
I was in heaven.
I downsized, and I still I got.
You weren't staying home around that time either, though. You was outside.
Yeah, I was young. Yeah, I was young. Yeah.
I mean, I think it's feasible, man. You get you a tiny home. I'm thinking the next thing gonna be this was, and I'm gonna go to the next clip. People get together because less and less people get married. Get you and your homeboys or your homegirls together. Get you a strip of land, and y'all throw each one of y'all a tiny home on there. You know what I'm saying? Y'all run the water. Y'all can Y'all each got y'all little parking space. Y'all, you know what I'm saying? Y'all own the land. Y'all split the land up. Y'all throw y'all some tiny homes on there.
And throw a couple more Airbnb.
Couple and more Airbnb, so you got neighbors, have everybody pay for it. And then you and your homegirls really own that. That's the thing.
Because it's
That's how
a
you
home Amazon selling houses like that too.
right. So get you, and then it's not that expensive to make one of them
Are they?
things. Nah, you
Mhm.
can get you one of them shades, really. And, you know what I'm saying? And make you know, get your little metal building. I've been
Yeah, that's what I'm like.
looking at it.
You go to Home Depot and get your shade.
Man, you can get one of the metal buildings and make you a house. You know what I'm saying? Run the water, run the plumbing, you know. It ain't that much. We spoiled on. We got to have these PUDs. These, you know.
Hey,
These,
mess around, get a double wide on.
man, hey, people sleeping. People, all that, you know, all that stuff that we grew up for, what it was programmed in us. You know, you don't have to, you know, master plan communities is cool, but shit, is it practical? You get this for a fraction of the cost, and it still serve all your needs.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So get creative, man. There's land out there. You do all kinds of stuff. Make your little compound. You know, do what you want to do. Let's hit this next one. So don't sleep on that. I'm telling you. A friend of mine doing that right
Everybody want to be a landlord. Everybody want to have passive income until it's time to cough up some money. Y'all, look at this.
Shorthand version of the story, Caitlin Poor and Kathleen Kennedy lived in our family's rental property for a matter of a week and basically took it from this to this. And here is the damage, and here's what happened. As we're pulling up to the property, we see water just covering the parking lot. There's water on the outside of our house, water surrounding the property, coming out of the side paneling. The fire alarm is going off. We open the door, and there is water everywhere. The entire first and second level is completely covered with water. It's seeping through everything. And basically the ceiling is caving in. So the fire department had to come to shut the alarm off, and they pointed out where Caitlin and Kathleen had actually unscrewed the toilet and damaged the pipe to where they could tell that it was intentionally done. We saw where both of the pipes on both toilets were destroyed. And the water was turned on, so basically it would run.
When I saw that video, my jaw dropped, and I immediately thought to myself, this is why you can't have bad credit and no money buying a house. When you want to become a landlord, even though you may turn your primary residence into a rental property, you got to have some money. You cannot go into these business endeavors with no money, because if you have no money and bad credit and something catastrophic like this happens, how you gonna pay for it? What you gonna do? A lot of times people only view having an investment property as passive income. Well, honey, this thing just went from being a passive sport to a very active sport. It went into a very active and expensive sport, because I was watching and I was reading some of the comments, and I believe she said that her insurance company is not going to pay for that. They said that they're not covering any damages that were done intentionally. Now, the tenants, they had rental insurance, but that covers them and their belongings, and they got the hell out of Dodge before they did all of that. So now what? Because that thing is destroyed from the inside out. And their neighbor's home is destroyed too. So who's responsible for that? So I said that to say this. While it sounds like a great idea and a great way to get into the investment property game by, oh, I'm going to get this house, I'm going to stay for a year, and then I'm going to rent it out. That's a terrible idea, terrible strategy if you don't have 6, 9, 12 months of mortgage payments in the bank.
What y'all think? Y'all agree with her? Or she capping?
Man, we talked about that a minute ago when we were talking about like having money saved up to handle issues, because it was like when we said like if you're just getting started, you might want to flip, get your bread up before you do a buy and hold, because you never know what'll happen. That's like extreme worst case scenario. But we were talking about, you know, floating it for a few weeks if you have to evict somebody and then you got to fix up the interior. That they may have to just redo the whole interior.
Right. If
Yeah,
not
yeah. You need to
not the whole
you
thing.
need to have some money saved up. Yeah, most definitely. Like you said,
I
if
don't know.
that happens and you don't have any money and bad credit, yeah, you SOL.
Yep.
Right. I think it's poor planning. I think if it's planned out right, it could be. You don't necessarily have to be rich or have 12 months. You can have. I agree about the credit. You know, you always want to have good credit and pay your bills and stuff like that. If you want to, be a real estate investor. However, you don't have to have a whole bunch of money if you have the right insurance. And then if
But
you plan it out,
I don't think she was referring to saying you got to be rich to do it. I
Right.
think she was just saying you need to have some money.
right.
You
Well,
won't have to have
Like
some money.
she said 12 months, which is
right.
kind
I don't know
of
if you necessarily need 6-12 months. I think that's
yeah, 6
you
months
could-
of carrying cost maybe.
It's good that I'm not saying don't have any money, but I don't want to scare people into thinking that you need to have a whole bunch of money in the bank in order to be a real estate investor. I think if it's planned
I
out
think it
right,
depends though.
right.
Because like for example, if you're doing hard money and
Mhm.
you're relying on the market, depending on where it is, it takes about 2-3 months to even find a tenant. So you gotta fix it up, then find a tenant, and that could eat up that 5-6 months, depending on how much work needs to be done.
Right. I mean, this depends on what type of loan you got as well. Now, if you're talking hard money loan, yeah, I think she was talking in terms of buying this house, making the primary house an investment property.
Mhm.
If you talk about those investors and you want to move on, yeah, I mean, you got to have some money, but I think proper planning could eliminate that worry. I mean, having the right
You
insurance.
definitely have to plan. You have to
Right.
plan for all contingencies because you don't know.
Right.
Even if you do the best going over these people trying to rent, you
Mhm.
still might find a bad one. You know,
Right.
bad one might still fall through the cracks.
Right.
But
right.
like she said, the insurance company said we ain't paying for it because it's intentional. So
Right.
now
That's crazy.
you still got to pay that mortgage, and now you got to fix it up.
Well, hear me out before I go to the next one. I think in certain circumstances you can go pull out with the right loan product and the right insurance. You don't have to be rich. I think you could go ahead and get another house, finance that, pull out the equity in the actual primary, the old primary, and then have that 6-month net saving. Depends on how, after a year, you might not have that much equity, but the people that's been on a house 5 years, 10 years, and you wanted to get into real estate investment, I think you could do a loan to actually pull out equity, get the proper insurance if you want to rent it out, and when you have that nest egg, so you don't have to be, oh man, I got to save a year in order to become a rent. Nah, there's other alternative way, is what I'm saying. That every case is different, but if you just got it for a year, I think you're gonna flip. It has to be the certain particular circumstance where you have equity in that property. If you're upside down on the property, that might not be a great idea. But with the proper, my point is, with the proper planning, it can happen without you being rich. You don't have to have a whole year worth of reserves.
Yeah, and I think too, if you plan even before you buy your house, that makes you'll be even more successful.
Right. It's all about planning, get with the right people, and planning out your particular situation. So a lot of people take.
You can't jump in feet first.
Yeah, I think she scared a lot of people, and we our people especially hear that. Oh no, get scared. It's not. It's another way.
And she showed a worst case scenario.
Right.
I don't think you get something like that. At least I know you don't get something like that extreme.
Right. Every now and then, so people will destroy. People want to be Section 8 tenants. They will destroy.
Now people now I've seen them knock holes in the wall, something like that. I've seen homes where they've done that, knock holes in the wall or maybe paint or markers or something, but not like like she was showing, that was like, yeah, they need to go after them.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Especially deliberate. You know, most people there's leaks, but most like people ain't gonna do that deliberate. So that's a 1 in a million type thing. But however, you know, you still could proper plan to be prepared for everything. You know, so
Yeah.
let's go ahead to this next one. I don't want to, but my synopsis is, yeah, you with a proper planning, you could prevent that from happening, or not prevent it from happening, prevent it from destroying you financially.
Channel 2 Action News investigation involving first-time home buyers who say they were sold defective homes.
You realize that you're not alone in this struggle that you have with this builder.
Both homeowners say they were told by the developer, LGI Homes, they did not need a realtor or third-party inspection.
They assured us, you don't need a realtor. We'll help you every step of the way. This is a one-stop shop.
This woman says her ceiling collapsed months after she moved in. Channel 2 investigative reporter Ashley Lincoln is live at the Stonecrest Estates in South Fulton. And Ashley, homeowners say they're dealing with several issues.
Yeah, several issues that impacting a number of neighbors. We're talking about the smell of sewage in their homes, HVAC issue, cracks. And the reason I'm standing in this tub, this particular homeowner says whenever he's in this tub, you can hear this creaking noise because he says the floorboards weren't put in correctly. The biggest issue these homeowners have is that all of these issues occurred while these properties were still under warranty, and they're blaming the developer for not making repairs.
Since I've moved in, it's been issues from day one.
Darlene Williams says she owns a shell of a house after being forced to move out of her brand new home because of defects.
I have not been able to get comfortable.
Months after purchasing her home, she says this happened.
The ceiling fell in.
Tonight, a Channel 2 Action News investigation involving first-time home.
Boom, what y'all got?
Always use a realtor.
Anytime somebody tell you don't need something, you need this. That should be a red flag. Oh, you don't need a realtor? Oh, okay.
Right.
That should be a red flag right there. Oh, you don't need a lawyer? Okay, then I need to go get a lawyer. So, yeah, it's probably trying to save money, thinking they saving money. Believing, and I think a lot of people think that these builders work for them. Oops, sorry about that. What you say now?
No, just saying those first-time home buyers too. They might not even know they don't need a realtor. I mean that they need a realtor, so they go to these builders.
Yeah, and they take advantage of that.
Yeah, so you got to keep getting the word out to the masses, man, because people, you don't know what you don't know. So as a buyer, first time, you don't know anything unless you just been really locked in, studying on what you need to do. But if anybody's listening,
doing your research,
new or old, you need a realtor.
Right. Well, I think you need the right realtors. A lot of realtors don't know what the hell they're talking about either. You know, so let's. Yeah, it don't take. I just met an 18-year-old got his real estate license.
That part should be understood, but
you don't know exactly. Yeah, so it's just because you're a realtor don't mean you're expert. So but this is always my rant. People think first time home buyers always think that getting a new house is the end all be all. You know what I'm saying? And getting a new house don't mean that it's gonna be perfect. It can be it can be just as worse as the old house. It can have just as many problems as the old house. So don't forget, this is built by human hands. Anything with human hands is not gonna be perfect. So just because it's new and it's under warranty, that means jack shite. That don't mean anything. So we got to get out of that, snap out of that spell. Just because it's new, that don't mean anything, man.
Mm-hmm.
So unless you had that thing inspected, and I would say site inspections every section, every time we have the framing, I want to inspect the framing. Every phase, I want to inspect. Yeah, unless you did
That's all I was
that,
just getting ready to say. You gotta
You
have
don't
that
know what-
inspector.
yeah, you don't know what you're getting, and we got to snap out of that. It's like a box. I'm gonna go ahead and buy this box, and I don't know what's in it. But it's a box. I like this box though. It's cute. It's new. You don't know what's in the box.
And some people, and a lot of first time home buyers, they don't have that extra to pay for it.
Right.
Years ago, I paid for somebody to have one because they didn't have the money to pay for an inspection. I'm like, nah, don't get this house without an inspection. It wasn't a new home, but I paid for them. It was a resale.
Right.
But I try to preset, get it inspected. Just because just because they went to Home Depot and got some new paint, they probably painted over those cracks and everything.
Yeah, unless it's an investor, I'm telling everybody, even with my investors sometimes, man, get that thing inspected.
Right. I mean, secondly,
Because then if something goes bad, you can go back to that inspector and say, you should have caught this.
Yep.
Secondly, warranties ain't worth it's all about who is warrantying it. It ain't worth the paper that is written on. Don't forget,
right?
There's two parts to a lawsuit. You gotta litigate it and you gotta collect. So if you ain't got money to do either one, you screwed. So what's the good of warranty? I got a warranty. I'm a hold them accountable. Don't forget, some of these builders,
until they file bankruptcy and then open up as a new name.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So, but don't forget litigation. If you won't go to court, that could cost you 6 figures.
Yep.
It's almost like tolling the car. Is the car gonna be worth more than repairs? So is it the litigation gonna be worth more than fixing yourself? Most likely you're gonna fix that yourself because the sue them is gonna cost you way more, and you might lose than it is to go ahead and fix that thing yourself.
Yeah, that's why they even in the contract to say you do mediation before you go all the way with it with the lawsuit.
Right. So and you don't even you're not even reading.
They're gonna take their time.
Yeah, you just got gas on your chest because
they're gonna take their time too.
Oh yeah, they're gonna. Yep.
It's new, so that must mean that they got a warranty.
I had a home. I had a home where the AC unit was faulty and was causing mold in the house, and they had to go through so much. I'm talking years to get that.
Right.
The builder was saying it was an AC. The AC company said it was a builder, and so
they're doing this.
Yeah, pointing the fingers.
Yeah, that's all they're doing. And you got to sit there and find somewhere to stay because you can't stay in the house.
Right. So, that's crazy.
A, get the right people to help you. B, like I said, it don't mean nothing that it's new. It means nothing. Secondly, like I said, you got to collect. All right, you win a lawsuit. Now they got to pay you. How you gonna collect the money? Who you gonna garnish?
Right.
You see,
they file bankrupt.
All right, file bankrupt. Now what you gonna do? You gonna sit and go to court every time and try to be good luck with that. Who you gonna sue? This depends on how they got the LLC structure. LLC by default means limited liability. So you got to watch what you're doing. You got to make good decisions. Good decisions come through planning. So people hop into stuff and people closed off. See, this is the problem, and this is gonna be the problem. This is gonna be the overarching theme of the show. As we get more technology, we think we don't need people, and it's the opposite.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need nobody. All right, when you get screwed, you either gonna, what I'm saying? Who gonna help you? What knowledge? You have no relationships. You done burnt all your bridges. You don't know nobody.
Yeah.
And nobody want to help you because you're so arrogant. We're gonna talk about this because, like I said, if you don't know what you don't know, like CJ said earlier. However, if you don't know nobody, you by yourself. You see what I'm saying? So this new generation and this new society where everybody want to be solo dolo, lone rangers, and they have no relationships. You're gonna see that, if you don't know, you on the island by yourself is a lonely thing, So we're gonna talk about this later on. We're gonna as we get more. Let's go to the next clip. And don't forget, man, if y'all out there watching, man, don't forget to hit the comments if y'all want us to answer any questions about real estate, life in general, whatever, businesses. You know, comment whatever you want to. We'll read the comment live here on the air. So let's go to this next video.
Every single new build, every single one I do, they can never get the rafters connected to the ridge. Missing the counter flashing in the garage, and no GFCI protection, even though it says it's protected. That should be sealed better. And we have a shower head leak. This door is supposed to be self-closing with a self-closing hinge, and there's not one in place.
Perfect. No filter. Man, what is this?
Every single.
All right, so let's go and talk about that.
Yeah, what is that? Was that the sprinkler? Was that the underground sprinkler?
No, that was the AC.
Man, I don't. That's what we were just talking about. You can buy new, thinking it's all good if you want to.
Well, I know it was by the AC, but I thought that was something else.
Yeah.
Man.
You know,
So
so
back to get that inspector. You got to get in there in the rafters and look. You got to get in there.
And just like we say, get a good realtor, get a good inspector.
Right.
Some of them, especially you got one, and he knocking out 4 or 5 of them a day. Then how careful is he going through these houses?
Right. Or is he just out for a paper chase?
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. So with that being said, let's talk about
got to get that house inspected. I mean, just some things that you don't even think about, you know, and that's the thing. We just thinking about the door and the windows and you know, the stove, the refrigerator, but they get in there and they can look at the foundation, they can look at the AC, the plumbing, the electrical, all of that.
Yep.
Gotcha. But like I was saying, who gonna get in there and look at that AC up at the top? You know, who gonna get in there and do you even know what to look at in the rafters? Do you even know what to look at when you're looking at the HVAC system? You know, so just because it's new, you know, that doesn't alleviate any problems. You know, so again, everybody want to go with these new builds. Everybody thinking that's the end all, that's the cure all, and it's not the same. It's not like a new car. A new house is not built at a factory unless it's a manufactured home. You know, we said this on a previous show that people think, oh, because it's a Lennar, they got these dudes that's certified by Lennar that's sitting there with a Lennar t-shirt on working. Nah, Hector built that house. The same Hector that built that Lennar house built that D.R. Horton house. Hector and Jose. You know, so it's the same dudes that built that one built this one. It's not, they have contractors.
And he's gonna be at somebody else's place next week.
Yeah, the contractors hire somebody else to do it. And all it is labor. And it all depends on who's watching them. And if there ain't nobody watching them, they're gonna cut corners. That's the game. So because it's a Lennar. Lennar designed it. Lennar hired the people to work, but that don't mean they built it.
Shoot, that's anything. Rolls Royce don't make Rolls Royce cars. They just let them stick the name on it.
Right, but my point is that we think we have the misconception in our head is that you think people, because it's a D.R. Horton house, people that from D.R. Horton is building that house. That's a misconception. D.R. Horton designed that house, and these contractors, you got the general contractor who they hire is pretty reputable. That's fine. All they're gonna do is, hey, make sure this is 8 foot by 10. And then they go deuces. And then they got subcontractors. The same subcontractors that work on this house and work on that house and work on that house. The cheap house, the expensive house. Same people.
But and then what get on to is the builder said, "Oh, the city got to sign off on everything."
Make all of them.
It's like if the city inspector got 20 houses to look at that day, how close is he looking at the
Right.
work?
So y'all got to snap out of that new home-itis. You know, whatever y'all delusion about new homes. It's cool, all right. Nobody, you know, unless you had a site inspected, I wouldn't.
I don't think it's more you kind of slanted on that, but I don't think it's more a new home. It's more of you going in and inspect it. I don't care if the house is 1 month old or 100 years old. You need to get that house inspected.
Well, the thing
You
is
need to get that thing checked out. So
you know, and I know.
but don't just. I can. Go ahead.
You know, and I know that our people, our community especially, and their head, they think new is new. You know what I'm saying? That's what they think. They think new is new. No. You know what I'm saying? So if you can't see it's built, it's on an even playing field with a rebuild. Because you ain't see the rebuild build, you ain't see the new build. Same thing.
Yeah.
Oh, I got a warranty. All right. If you get a warranty claim, let's see how much money you got to litigate that thing. Because when nobody answers that phone, then what you gonna do?
You can get a warranty on a resale too.
Yeah, you can get a warranty on the resale. So my point is, what I'm saying is, it new don't mean nothing. That don't mean nothing. You know what I'm saying? Unless you,
it don't. The only thing about them new ones, the builders throw them incentives at you, and so that's how they bait them.
But I can't believe we still falling for this in 2025. That all right, I'm gonna go ahead and jack the price up and then give you a discount. Is it really a discount?
Wait, don't Target do that?
In most cases,
don't Target and Walmart do that?
a new home buyer ain't gonna know the difference.
Right. But my point is,
the first time buyer ain't gonna know them. They ain't gonna know no better.
Right, but my point is, that's what this point of this show is, to spread awareness. Like, you're not doing anything. You know, you getting duped. You know, and then especially if they develop and throw them things up like they did out there in Fulton County, where you know you ain't probably getting no inspection. You don't need none of that to sign here. You know, and you don't know what you're signing. You thinking that thing like terms and agreements to get on one of a new app or something. You ain't really reading what you signing. You know, you screwing yourself. You know, so and that's my point. Relationships win championships. You ain't got the right relationship. And you can't. And we say this all the time on the show. You can't listen to cousin them. They're not an expert. Cousin them work at work for as a social worker. Cousin them at work at work for the DMV or something like that. They're not expert in real estate. Why did you listen to them? You see? So we the only people that I think not everybody. I don't want to say this exclusive to our people, but we got it bad where we take somebody's advice that's not in that field and like it's law. Oh, well, my aunt said your aunt working for the county. You know?
Oh, your aunt been retired 40 years.
Yeah, you're an expert in the field. So I'm not gonna hire my aunt for
my aunt's advice. Cousin, sister-in-law, they used to cut their hair.
You know, so let's go ahead and hit this next one.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, bringing awareness, and like I said, that should be a red flag to anybody. If they say you don't need something, that means you need it.
Right.
That should be a red flag.
Let's go ahead and hit this next one real quick.
We lost $150,000 on this deal, and it's the best thing that could have happened to us, and here's why. We had that house under contract as a wholesale deal, and we sold it to someone else to make $20,000. The person that bought this house from us flipped it and actually ended up losing money. They sold it to another buyer for a small net loss. That next buyer then took this house, did nothing to it, sold it again, but after he split the lot down the middle and built this house. Had we understood our zoning from the beginning, we could have sold this house as it sat and got this lot essentially for free and made over $150,000 building this house in a prestigious neighborhood in Charlotte, North Carolina. We lost $150,000 on this deal, and it's the best thing that could.
That might be over a lot of cats' head, but I'll give y'all.
It was breaking up on me.
I don't know. I think you
It was
delaying.
breaking
I
up
think
on me, so I didn't hear everything you said.
I think you
Yeah,
dragging.
might
it.
wanna
Yeah,
take
I've
your
been
connection
delaying, so I
there.
don't know what's up with that.
No, you might want to go on and come back off because I think you delaying anyway.
Okay.
You know,
Let me see.
CJ, you want to go in on that?
Oh yeah, shoot, they learned some game right there.
Right.
It was like when you come across opportunity like that, you got to look how to maximize. Yeah, you got a
Right.
wholesale deal, and then you don't know what to do with it. Like you making a little money off the wholesale deal, but bigger picture, you could have really made some money if you held on to it, or even split it like the last buyer did.
Right. Barry, you sync with us this time, or you delaying?
Yeah, I got you now. It ain't slowed
cool.
down. So let's see if
All right, cool. All right, cool. You're like, yeah, you'll be 2 minutes late. You know what I'm saying? You had this stuff, we talked about 2 minutes ago.
because I missed all of what he said. The only thing I heard him say was we lost $150,000. I didn't hear the other part.
Let me run it right back.
Yeah, run it back for him.
Because it wasn't that long anyway, so let me run it back.
That's some good game though.
I'm gonna run it down to people though.
We lost $150,000 on this deal, and it's the best thing that could have happened to us. And here's why. We had that house under contract as a wholesale deal, and we sold it to someone else to make $20,000. The person that bought this house from us flipped it and actually ended up losing money. They sold it to another buyer for a small net loss. That next buyer then took this house, did nothing to it, sold it again, but after he split the lot down the middle and built this house. Had we understood our zoning from the beginning, we could have sold this house as it sat and got this lot essentially for free and made over $150,000 building this house in a prestigious neighborhood in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Again, let me talk about it. You can go ahead. And people don't understand the whole aspect of real estate. People hop into the game because they're watching these TikTokers and YouTubers and Instagram people, and they don't understand the full-fledged scope. People don't understand it's different. The land is one thing, the subsurface rights, the above surface rights, all of this counts. So if you got an obscure lot, especially with old property, a lot of people got a lot of obscure like land and stuff like that. You could always split that land up and rezone that stuff. You could always make a single family and multifamily. And vice versa. You could always demolish and start over. So with that being said, like I said, we hop into stuff and not understanding the full scope of everything, and that's how you lose money. You don't know what you don't know, and you can't do it by yourself, especially not in real estate. You think you can read all the books that you want. Experience gonna trump all of that.
Because they ain't gonna never make that mistake again.
Right. The dude that came got it from him learned, he split it, sold it for the same amount, boom, and then he got a whole nother house. He got a plot of land for free.
And the dude before him took the L, probably didn't keep up with what the other dude did, so he probably gonna make the same mistake again.
Right.
Or just get out the game altogether because he took an L.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Because he said he sold it for a loss, the second one.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So the land, sometimes this is very, especially in a prestigious neighborhood. Oh man, so they that house, that they that's probably 150 was probably in profit.
Right.
So
yeah.
So lost out, man. Like I said,
the construction, to sell out the construction, they're probably net. But
again, not having you're gonna see the theme, not having the right relationships. And you're not knowing, you go into something not knowing, you walk into that without knowing all the ins and outs, and you listening to Auntie them, you know. Auntie don't know. She an expert, you know. Let's go ahead and hit this next one.
You're telling me that if I buy a house 30 years ago at $50,000, but the city develops really well, and now the value of my house is at $2 million, you're telling me that I have to now pay taxes on $2 million, even though I have never seen a dime of that $2 million. I have not sold my house. This is not an investment property. This is where I live, and I chose to live, and I hoped to live for the rest of my life. But now you're telling me that I either have to sell my house or lose my house because I can't afford to pay taxes. And the taxes are probably more than what my mortgage was 30 years ago. You're telling me that if I give this house as an inheritance as a senior to my children and I pass away, they will either have to pay those property taxes for the rest of their lives, or they risk losing the house that I have worked so hard for all this time. Property taxes is a scam. And I understand that it pays for education and it pays for teacher salaries, but I think we need to find another way, because homeowners are losing their homes every single day. If you look in the tax lien website in your state, you're going to see how many people are losing their homes. They probably paid those homes off. They probably have paid the majority of their mortgage, but they can no longer afford to pay taxes, and their mortgages go up. And if they have already paid it, now they have to pay this for the rest of their life, or they risk losing their home to some investor that is going to buy your house for whatever the tax amount was that you couldn't afford, but they can. We need to start fighting against property taxes. It needs to either be regulated to stop going up as much, or it needs to be stopped altogether. We're paying we're paying enough money for our education. Like, there is a leak somewhere. This is too much. If everybody here owns their home and you don't have enough money to pay for the teachers' salaries and the education, then there's something wrong in the government, and we need to fix it. So,
all right, let's hear what y'all think about that.
Yeah, that's the same thing the governor of Florida was saying,
right?
Like when we was talking about last week. It's like you don't get to enjoy the fruits of your labor. You done sat in this house, took the time to pay it off, and they just gonna go up on it because they think the property increased. Right? And nah, like you said, it gotta be another way. Because if we spending all this money paying for schools and these kids ain't getting no smarter.
Right. I think that thing is labor.
Didn't they put a bill? Isn't it a bill up in Florida for it?
I think the governor was talking about. I don't think they got a bill up yet. I don't know if they do or not. I mean, I think we talked about it last week. I think that they need to do it in Florida, because what happens is they got insurance. They're getting hammered with insurance costs. So
insurance costs, with insurance.
Yeah, so insurance going up, houses going up. Shit, pretty soon Florida will be like California shortly.
Yeah, that's why they like when they did a report. The number 2 group from a state moving to Texas is Florida.
Right. So
Florida all getting up out of there.
Florida gonna be only for rich folks in a second. You know, because they get slammed with hurricanes. The whole nine. I think the thing was what she said is layered. Let's talk about. Let me unravel at least 2 pieces of the layer that she said. First off, you know, as far as property taxes, that's why our community especially, we try to be at the tippy top, and we talk about this all the time, of our budget. Bad idea, because everything is increasing except your salary. So you can afford it now, but what about 10 years from now? What about 20 years from now? When that thing keep going up, when the insurance keep going up, when the property tax keep going up, you know, can you afford it then? So we try to bite off more than we could chew. Sometimes you need to get the benefit. That's why I started out with the minimalist stuff. Y'all might want to think about the smaller things in the entry level, instead of trying to get extravagant from the jump, and you can't afford it. You know, and then for what? Why are you doing this? Why you want the Taj Mahal out the gate? To try to impress other people that don't like you anyway? You see what I'm saying? So you got to think long term when that thing increase, and then it's in perpetuity. You're gonna pay property tax in perpetuity. It's never gonna stop.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so property tax is ongoing, and you don't pay, you're gonna lose that thing. Your kids can lose that thing. You know, so you got to plan it out. If I don't plan on living here all that long, so all right, let me plan this out. A snapshot, I can afford this now. I get it, but you got to make a plan. All right, if I want to keep this house under my last name, you got to have a game plan. Why be at the tippy top of your budget if you plan on keeping this house in the family forever?
Right.
Did you plan on the property taxes going up 5-10% every year?
Shoot, not just property taxes,
Insurance, all that. You got to put that in your budget. Yeah. Am I going to get that much of a raise each year? Or am I going to hustle, find another hustle each year like that to keep up with it?
Mm-hmm.
Or I'm just going to take cheese off my sandwich. All right, I ain't going to do hamburgers this year. I ain't going to do cheeseburgers this year. I'm going to do hamburgers. Say that 27%.
Hot dogs.
I'm going to do hot dogs, bologna sandwiches. So we really got to think about what we be doing. The second step is the grind don't stop. People think, you know, all right, I'm comfortable. Nah, the bills keep on growing.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So you got to constantly be reinventing yourself to where you can get more income passive income. So the people, I got a nice salary. I was watching something the other day. I was talking to a couple of mentees, a couple of 18-year-olds, and I was showing them some investment. And I came across the investment calculator online. And it said like $1,100 in rent gonna be $45.86 in the next 40 years. So it's gonna more than triple, almost it's gonna quadruple. So $1,100 rent, like a 1-bedroom apartment, $1,100 is gonna be $4,500. You know, so there's going in 40 years, by 2065. You know, so you making $100,000 now, but you're gonna need to make $400,000 by the time you retire. Are you planning for that? You see, we don't plan for that. We look at it right now. Oh, I'm good right now. I feel good now.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I took out of the video. Like, man, you got to look at down the line. Then your regular bills increasing. Is your income increasing? Is your grind increasing? Is your hustle increasing?
Don't look.
Not with inflation. It ain't keeping up with inflation.
We need to start worrying about keeping up with the Joneses. Worry about keeping up with inflation. You know, so get your grind together, get your grind tight, and stop worrying about keeping up with the Joneses, because Jones gonna have you in the poorhouse.
Man, we ain't gonna do that.
And Joneses ain't doing as good as you think they're doing too.
Right. So who's the Joneses trying to keep up with? You know what I'm saying? So we got to look at. We need to keep up with the inflation, man. So let's go ahead and do the next one.
There's something happening here. What it is ain't exactly clear. There's a man with a gun over there, telling me I got to beware. I think it's time we stop. Children, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down.
Man.
Lines being drawn. Nobody.
For those who don't know, I ain't got no words to that, but I just had to show that. I'm just hammering down my point. We think new is all. So did you see that thing? Or are you just looking at the finished product? Did you see it built? No. Don't buy it.
Yeah, them walls up. Better be careful.
You don't know what's underneath. You know, so people I'm gonna give me a new bill. Okay. You know, because it's new. Okay, what that mean? You know, that's supposed to be make it better. You know, so we got to stop with that, man. We got to stop. If you still, you know, watching this and still want a new bill, you know, be prepared. You know, so they're not making them like they used to. Let's go to this next one.
Paid $262,000 in cash to build this house from start to finish, and it only took me 60 days. This is the complete cost breakdown. The land cost $27,000. The building plans and this rendering cost $8,200. The water, the sewer, and the electric hookup cost $8,300. The culvert and the dirt work it took to build the pad cost $13,200. The concrete slab cost $26,400. The framing cost $27,400. The siding cost $10,600. The windows cost $6,400. The exterior doors cost $3,600. The roof cost $14,000. The garage door cost $2,500. The driveway cost $6,900. The landscape cost $4,400. The HVAC cost $8,900. The exterior and the interior paint cost $6,300. The plumbing cost $12,900. The electrical trade cost $10,500. The spray foam insulation cost $3,200. The drywall trade cost $8,900. All the cabinetry cost $8,400. The interior doors and all the carpentry cost $6,000. The quartz countertops cost $6,100. All of the tile cost $15,700. The LVP flooring cost $3,700. All of the railing cost $3,100. The appliances cost $1,900, and all the miscellaneous items cost $9,000. This is a 1,887 square foot house with 3 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms that I built in the Houston area. I paid $262,000 in cash.
Man, where you build that at for 20-something thousand for the lot?
They got plenty. That's why I put this in there. When I went land shopping, I mean, he said Houston area. He didn't say in Houston.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
He out in the skirts.
Right. That's what people developing in the skirts.
Mm-hmm.
Like in the area I'm at, you know, I got my like what 50,000, you know. But as 10, 20 years from now, I see they developing. They about to put a strip mall. I'm seeing they putting in the drainage, and they doing a lot of stuff. Give it about 10, 15 years, and the property is just gonna skyrocket. We gotta start getting creative with, you know, our planning, our living planning. We want to everything turnkey. Don't forget, it's like a convenience store. Turnkey gonna cost you some money. You know, you want it to be convenient, it's gonna cost you. Everybody got to eat. Everybody eating off you because you don't want to do nothing. Now it is like I said, I get it. You know, I had to do all electric. I had to pull the permits. I had to do the covert. I had to do the get the trucks in to put the crushed concrete and the base pad, and now I got to put in French drains, and I got to, you know, all this stuff is a work in progress. You know, so. It's not turnkey. It ain't like it's a planned development where you just the key and it's magically everything there, and you got a mailbox key. There's nothing. I still ain't got my mailbox set up and all that. So everything got to be set up from scratch. We got lazy. When you get lazy, you're gonna pay a premium. This is what it is. It's like it's cheaper to get you a sandwich, go to get you some luncheon meat or whatever. No swine for me, but you'll get you some roast beef, a slice of, you know, so a loaf of bread.
Pay for convenience.
Yeah, or you can have Subway make it for you, which is gonna cost you some money, $12. You can get the same thing for $2.
Like it's cheaper to go to HEB and get everything, or to call DoorDash and have it sent to you. You gonna pay 2-3 times as much.
Exactly. So that same house look like it's about $400-500. He paid $227. That's why, you know, but he did everything himself.
Yep.
You know, so we got to start, and I got loans for all of that stuff. You can do it, but most people don't want to do that because they want to just move in. You know, I'll go ahead.
Well, plus you need to know what you're doing too. So you just can't say I'm gonna build this house. If you don't know how to build one, then it's gonna be worse off than you started.
Right.
So you
well,
still
most
need
people
to
don't
know
know how
what
to
you're
do
doing.
that. Right. Most people don't know how to do that.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, for 262, that was good.
I mean, but he probably knew what he was doing though.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
hey,
That's probably at least 400 or 500
probably
right there.
built that out in Sealy or something.
Right.
He
I'm
out
gonna
there
put
in
this.
Brookshire, Sealy.
Yeah, Brookshire, Sealy. I mean, everywhere I'm at, they building a lot. New Caney, Cleveland, Splendora, Porter.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So you got to go out the outskirts right now, and you get a
Yep.
good deal on land, cheap, and roll like that, man. I mean, that's where everybody moving to.
Yep.
Let's go ahead. I'm gonna break up this monotony. I'm gonna go to like the second half. I got a little bit of mixture of different videos other than real estate, but this is one kind of a hybrid, man. This dude this is one of the funniest. Really, if he, I'm gonna go ahead and play this. This is funny as hell, man. But let's go ahead and run this one, man. This is funny. It was going
I haven't
viral.
even met you yet, and I'm gonna pay your closing costs. I'm talking competitive
Oh
interest,
man, what?
quality build, and amazing
I can't even
warranty.
take him serious now.
I
can't even take him serious.
I'm talking competitive interest rates, quality build, and amazing warranties. The details are in the caption.
Man, I thought this was AI at one point, man. Like, come on. Like, come on, bro. This dude, talk about quality build. You know what I mean?
But they had to lay on the bed to get them pants on.
Man, like, come on, bro. Again, this is layered. No pun intended. This is layered. This is what it takes nowadays? You got to humiliate yourself to go viral now? Is this what's going on? This is what you need to do to sell houses now?
Gotta do the new thing.
Yeah, like self-humiliation is the new thing, I guess. I don't know, so it is what it is, man. Let's go. I got a couple of more videos, but I'm kind of turning the corner a little bit. Let's talk. It opened up the subject matter. Let's go ahead and run this one, and then we can go ahead and wrap it up.
What was the year that you just said? So the zero wealth.
2053. By the year
By
2053. It's called the Road to Zero Wealth Report.
Okay.
And you can look that up, and it's predicting that by the year 2053, in just 30 years, that Black people will have a median net worth of $0. Our wealth since 2013. In 2013, our net worth fell below that of Hispanic families, and it has been on a decline ever since. There's a direct parallel to how we're showing up in STEM fields. We are choosing majors that when we do, what's happening is we're running away from math, because when you get to college, you can say, this is what I want to major in. You don't have to follow a set curriculum, right? So they're choosing majors where they don't have to take a lot of math. And in running away from the math, they're running towards poverty. Because you can choose engineering or you can choose psychology.
You say to me, what was the year that you just said?
I'll go ahead and open it up while I look for the next video.
Yeah,
Go ahead,
that's
Ryan.
math and science is where they need to be.
That statistic is crazy. I don't necessarily say that we got to go into math or science, but we got to do something to start generating, creating, and holding on to wealth.
Right.
Instead of just giving it out and giving it away.
Right.
Because
I think
everybody
it's
wants
twofold.
to get it fast, or they comfortable with renting, not knowing
it's
that's like
twofold.
one of the major avenues of building wealth. I got to find that link with the interview with Cam Newton and John Hope Bryant. Is that his name?
Right.
Yeah, John Hope Bryant.
That was a good interview.
Right. I think with that, especially, I think, like I said, I think we running the easy. Everything got to be easy. But the thing about easy is that easy doesn't equate to excellence.
Right.
Everything that's hard is what people marvel at. It got to be hard. People like do six packs. Women like six packs because it's hard to achieve. Men like non-promiscuous women, which is hard to achieve. You know what I mean? So so people like I mean, women like millionaires, and that's hard to achieve. People, like Super Bowl winners and championship winners, that's hard to achieve. Just because you walk outside and work, that don't mean that's going to be celebrated. Everybody's supposed to do that, so what everybody can do, that's not celebrated. So we look at it wrong. Like, just because you got a degree, that don't mean you're going to be rich.
Just because you got a degree don't mean you're going to get a job. That's
Right.
what a lot of people finding out right now.
Right. And we take the easiest, mass comm, psychology, sociology degree. These are worthless degrees pretty much. Yeah, you got a degree, but who's hiring for that?
You got to be get up.
What
to
can you
PhD
do
level to even be able to do something?
Right.
And how many scholarships or grants is out there for a master's and a PhD in that type of position?
Right. And another thing is, would work it. People was under the guise that, all right, I get this degree. I mean, it might have been back like that in the 60s and 70s, but I get this degree that equal the experience. It doesn't.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? It's not equal to experience. Experience still gonna trump all of that stuff.
Man, I'll even talk about my whole thing. So I went for engineering. I got my engineering degree. Worked every summer as a co-op student, getting the experience, and had a job lineup and everything. And like a month before I graduated, it was a nationwide hiring freeze for engineers.
Right.
So even though I had the degree, I had the experience, I still couldn't get a job because they shut the whole thing down.
Right.
Everything out of my control.
Right. So, yep.
I think it's twofold. We need the skill, and then we also need the business sense, or we need the business, the marketing, the business management. So you can get that skill. Now you can take that skill and start your own business and do it. But even with an engineer, I mean, they're engineers that they do contract work, but you still need to know the business part of it also, even though you know the engineering, but we need to have that on twofold.
Right.
And we got away from the skill, looking for just a job, just to please mom and daddy or whatever, because you need to go and go get a job. You're old now.
I don't think I'm starting to think like the human brain don't develop until like 25. And they don't realize, I think at 18 years olds, I don't think you realize the scope of life.
You don't.
Yeah, I don't think you realize it, because I'm thinking when I was 18, was thinking about how life like this? Like, nah, not really.
I had a guy tell me one time when I graduated from high school. He said, "I'm telling you right now, your life just starting right now." When I graduated, he said, "Your life is starting right now." Because I mean, school is just to give you the basics, just to walk down the street, basically. Now you take that and get into and go to the rest of the world and learn or do what you need to do.
I
But
mean,
yeah,
it
he
was
was
better
like,
off back
I
in the
didn't
day when you
understand it, because I was like, man, I done went through all this and going through high school and passing these tests. He like, nah, life is just starting. And I know what he mean. Now I know what he mean.
But yeah, I'm thinking, as I look back, my whole thing, it wasn't about this. You didn't really think about like retirement, or you didn't think about like getting money. You just thinking about foolishness.
Yep, having fun.
Like, that was the whole thing. Boredom was the thing. Like, not being bored was a thing. That was more important than anything. So I guess, like, was that a community thing, or is that a being young thing? Because I was never taught to take life serious. Because think about it, if you wasn't instilled with that, how would you gain that if nobody taught you that? Until life start whipping you, like, damn, I need to get smarter at this because I want to do this. Until I got that experience. But your brain don't develop until you had the nuances and the experience. You got to go through it in order to start concentrating on it and focus.
Yep.
You know, let me go ahead to this next thing. Let me switch this because I want to play this right here. Before I get, because this goes to my this is one of those. You got to read it, but I want to read it because it proves my point here. Of what I was saying. I wasn't gonna play this, but I'm gonna play this. It's 6 figures is not a low middle class. If your parents made 190, you need to make 234, 465, and 225 to have the same life. 234 is the new 100K. You know, so, and it's just that fast. That's right now. Think about when we go to retire 20 years from now. You know?
Yeah.
That's going to be 300, 350. That's the new 100,000. So don't forget, this target is still moving. It ain't a fixed target. You need to shoot like a quarterback where you throwing the wide receiver open. You can't throw where the wide receiver at right now. You're going to miss the target. You got to throw them open. You got to set your target about 15 yards ahead, and the wide receiver going to run to it. You know what I'm saying? So if you want, you know, you need to make triple the amount you thinking of. If you're comfortable right now, you need to set your target on triple. This is real.
Yeah,
the target is moving. You know, we think, oh, that's good. That was good. That was good.
Yep.
That ain't good no more. 60,000 is poverty. Think about it. Back in the days, man, you know, $30,000, $40,000. My first job, I made $80,000, and my assistant was making like 30. I thought that was great money. That's poverty now. 30,000 is poverty now. That's high schoolers make 30,000.
I think that was my first job I was making in the 30s.
Right. So 60,000 for a teacher, that's like at poverty level. You know, that's like, you know, $20 an hour. You know, so that's like slightly above. You get a car note, you done. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So
well, you gotta have 2 incomes if you want to do something.
Yeah, well, you need more than 2 incomes.
You gotta have some streams.
All right. So let's go ahead and run this right here.
Yes. When we in places, we don't stand with our hands like this, and we don't stand with our feet out like that. It's not a good signal for us. We here. Yeah. Sign of confidence. Confidence is king. You want to build something? Be confident. Be extremely confident in everything that you do. Because when you start building with the confidence, you're going to build the belief. And when you start to build the belief, it's going to come true. Because if the mind can think it and conceive it, it can achieve it. So anything that you think and anything that you believe, that means you can do it. But you got to believe it. I can say I believe in you, right? You got to believe in yourself more than I believe in you. Because if I believe in you more than you, it doesn't matter what I believe. Because you don't believe it, so you won't achieve the thought that you conceive. The economy is changing, the world is changing, and it's becoming more violent. So we got to separate ourselves. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of potential. I can tell that you got some distractions going on too. And it's all right, man, because see me, I'm not gonna judge you. I'm gonna just tell you something to help you out, give you some advice that's gonna help you. So when you go back and sit down over there, you're like, man, this dude actually had something real to tell me.
Since the inception, I'm the original man. It's always been within our birthright.
That's real.
Right.
That's truth, yeah. Gotta believe it. That's
Right,
true.
right.
Oops.
That's why mentorship is so important, man.
Yes.
Giving back, getting these youngsters started the right way.
Right, because like I said, the whole theme of this thing,
A lot of them don't have somebody telling them that.
Right.
And the right.
Right. Like I said, the theme of this you're going to see is the relationships win championships, and you can't do it by yourself. So you don't know what you don't know. So if you didn't know to not stand like that, how would you know? You're gonna always stand what's comfortable, you know. So you didn't know. Like I gotta teach these kids, like, man, take your hands out your pocket. You know what I'm saying? You know, so stuff like that. You know, if you don't know, you don't know. You know, you wasn't taught that. You know,
right?
You know, a lot of things. You know, men shouldn't have their hands folded, walking with their hands folded. I mean, their arms folded. You know, so certain lot of stuff like that. You know, we'll pick it up. We don't know where we picked it up at. You know, so that's
somebody said. Looking a man in his eye. That's one of the things there.
But unless somebody sat you down and taught you that, you wouldn't know. You know, so I mean, you can't do this thing. If we was meant to do this thing on our own, it'd be like a video game where you got that one player. This thing is communal. You know, you need other players. In order to get your wealth up, in order to get your experience up, in order to get your knowledge up, you got to do it through other people. So all those solo people, you're not gonna
That's
make
what they were saying too. School is the only place that you gotta prove and show everything on your own.
Right.
And once you get out into the real world, you realize there ain't nothing like really too many things you can do by yourself.
Right. Pretty much nothing.
Yeah.
You know, so you're not gonna. I'm gonna tell this story one quick time, and I didn't understand this. A lot of people don't like Bill O'Reilly or whatever, but I learned this from Bill O'Reilly back in the day. This was during Hurricane Katrina time. I got mad at him, but I analyzed what he's saying. He was true. He said this was like right after Katrina. Like, yeah, anybody can make $1 million nowadays. $1 million is easy. He said, in order to make 10 million, you got to be honest, and you gotta have a network. You know what I'm saying? So you can't do this by yourself. You got to be, you got to do it through cooperation and relationships. That's what it is. What it is. You might get luck up on $1 million. You might go viral one day and be like Aaron the plumber. Let's catch a couple of fades and go, make you $1 million. But you want to keep that $1 million and make it 10 million. You got to have some skill.
Yeah.
You know. So let's go ahead and run this next one.
Best years of your life. You're a good age, you're strong, you're healthy. Trump's president, women aren't in charge, no girl boss. Now you gotta get rich. Because when the trannies come back, if you're not at least rich, you're fucked. You're gonna end up going to work and being forced to call a dude a chick. You gotta get rich now. Now's the time. This is the best years of your life. You're a good age, you're strong, you're healthy. Trump's president, women aren't in charge, no girl boss. Now you gotta get rich. Because when the trannies come back, if you're not at least rich, you're fucked. You're gonna end up going to work and being forced to call a dude a chick. You gotta get rich now. Now's the time.
I concur. I said that first thing this year, man. 25 and 26. Now's the time to get rich. I'm 7 days a week, man. I added double my duties. I'm trying to get it. These next couple of years, the times you get it, man. So by the time I'm 50, I'm about to, be strictly dogs and doors. So now's the time to get it. I agree with Andrew Tate on this one. I'll let y'all comment on that while I put this next one up.
Now I see what he's saying. I had the same mindset of the shoot during the period.
Right.
But I see what he's saying. It's time to crank it up. Take advantage of these opportunities that we're gonna get with the economy and what they plan on doing with it.
Right. This one is a steal, but I just had to put this up, man. It said your first 1,000 is from work, first 100,000 from skill, first $1 million is from systems. And I take systems as your network though too.
I think that's a part of it for sure.
Yeah, you gotta have a system. Yeah.
So you can make 1,000 easy, but you probably want 10x this right here, So, but either way, I get what he's saying. In order to increase that wealth, you need some systems in place, man. You need a foundation.
Yeah, the big ones that do it have systems.
Right.
You gotta find ways to
whatever industry they're in. The big people have a system that's in place.
Right. All right, I got a couple more. Let's go and run these last couple of ones.
TV show is fighting and drinks being thrown and
Chicks need the bag.
And then when it comes to music, it's always, this person hitting against this person trying to take this person down. But it's not like that in other ethnicities.
Now we run a psyop on ourselves because we just chase money. So you get like a Zeus TV. He know this shit is psychologically damaging, it's bad for the culture, but he making money. So what he gonna say, fuck it. And then when rappers do stuff that we don't agree with, what do we justify with? Well, he getting the bag. You know what I mean? We sold out our own culture for money.
It could be poisonous what your ambition is, as opposed to what
But look at
society
what
is.
we offended by and what we protect. Like
That's true.
You mad that he flyer than you. You ain't mad that he's smarter than you. Yeah, they gonna protect the fact that I'm not about to let no black dude beat me. They supposed to be like that.
They're supposed to.
If we was competitive like that,
it would be a different thing.
But we make fun of that.
Yeah, we do.
Every movie makes fun of a smart black dude, a conscious black dude.
Every TV show is fighting and.
What y'all think of that?
Oh, yeah, they've been doing that from the jump. Like, media's always portrayed us in a certain way, even though internationally, got people thinking we a certain way when we're not.
Right.
You know, it's always been about the money. I mean, this ain't nothing new. They've been selling out forever.
But that's just like that's why I was appreciated Kevin Samuels, because he was like, we got to change our image.
Right. Yeah, that's the thing. That's the one thing, they ain't, because there's so much money in the gutter. You know what I mean? And if you start knowing you protect the image, I can't make that money off you no more. Then all right. Now you're gonna start, spending money with yourself and stuff like that, and then ain't no more money for me. So that's why
you can't be paid on being nice and good.
Right. So that's why they got the Zeus network and stuff like that. So we at a race to the bottom, so yeah, I mean it's
I never heard of that one. I gotta look that up. What is Zeus Network?
Yeah, I've never heard of them. Zeus Network.
The only reason I heard of Zeus Network is Aaron the Plumber. So Aaron the Plumber made $1 million worth of advertising for him already. Aaron the Plumber is a dude that keep fighting everybody. And that's the only reason I heard of Zeus Network. I don't even know what Zeus Network is, but I know it's like, I think it's a black dude that started it, but it's all like trash. It's all like
ratchet.
It's all ratchet stuff.
No wonder I ain't heard of it.
So,
and you know what? And that's what sells. That's why they do it. Look at what's the little chick with the red hair?
Red.
Yeah. Look, she making all this money.
Right.
Talking crazy. Going to the country concert with all these white, all these folk and twerking for money.
Right.
I mean, it wouldn't sell it. We wouldn't buy it.
Right. That's
Bam. There you go. If you don't buy it, they ain't gonna do it.
All right. I got about 3 more, so let's go ahead and run it.
Man, he went from a couple to 3 more.
I know, right?
He land here in the gym twice. So when you around a nigga like that and he be like, yo, you lazy, you kind of don't take it personal. When the nigga that got more money than everybody is working harder than everybody, then something's wrong. So I'm looking at his work ethic like, damn, I got to make sure I'm early for Drink Champs because this nigga's outworking me and got way more money than me. So niggas will complain like, yo, I ain't getting no money. You not working. You know what I'm saying? You got to work hard. So it's the work ethic, man. Nigga like 50 ain't sleeping, bro. We on a plane, he reading the script. We land here in the gym twice. So when you around a nigga like that and he be like, yo, you lazy, you kind of don't take it personal. When the nigga...
I just want to make sure y'all heard the beginning.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true. It goes back to
back to Jordan and Kobe.
Right.
It's like what you get out what you put in. Kobe, that's why Kobe's like, why would I pass to him? I know what he does and don't do it in practice. I know he don't come early, stay late, get up shots. Like, why would I pass to him?
Right. Well, that's the thing is that I think we hustle backwards. Even if we hustling to relax. And it's the misconception, and I'm gonna play a more in depth on this next clip with Marshall Faulk to tell you this next clip I got on Marshall Faulk. But how you do one thing is how you do everything, So it's a never-ending work. You're gonna work until you die. That's what we're here for. Don't forget that we're supposed to be God's carpenter. We the carpenter. Carpenter actually, is supposed to be his will, our hands. That's what it's supposed to be. So we the actual, the carpenter actually builds the house. You know what I'm saying? So we designed to work. We ain't designed to chill.
Right.
We got
Because
the
you think about all the dudes, especially the generation before us, all the ones that worked, retired, and as soon as they retired and start staying at the house, they start getting sick and dying.
Right. So we got this miraculous body with all these systems, all the systems within systems, circulatory system, nervous system, all these systems that we got, and we choose to lay down and smoke and feel good and catfish sandwich and all the shit that is gonna destroy it, other than the shit that's gonna actually build it and build you a life along with it. Don't forget that you gotta build a life too. Not only you gotta you gotta build your body up, but you gotta build a life too. People want to live this life, but you ain't built shit. Look at the common theme. People want these easy way outs. Let's go back to the first clip with the first time. Oh, it's new. First time home buying. I ain't gonna do my due diligence. It's easy. And see the results. It all comes tumbling down on you. Same thing with life. You want the easy route and you don't put in the work, you don't put in the due diligence. The shit gonna backfire on you. That's the theme of this show right here. Then you want to do shit on your own. You don't want to get knowledge. You don't want to build. You don't want to take your time and build up a relationship. And it's gonna backfire. This is the theme of this show right here. This particular show right now is like you gotta put in the work. Not only put in the work on yourself, but put on the work and relationship wise though too, because you're not on this planet by yourself.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So
yeah.
People don't want to put in the work and see what happens to you in a constant struggle. You know what I'm saying? I used to have on my refrigerator at the old house. I need to put it back on there. There's an old De La Soul quote. He said, in order to live life, you must earn one.
It's real.
You know what I'm saying? So people want to live these fabulous life by getting lucky, and going viral and all this other stuff. But nah, you got to build this shit.
They want somebody to give it to them. They want somebody to give it to them.
Yeah, so it is what it is, and that's by definition a female like trait. Like, we don't have a luxury man with somebody giving us some shit. And this dude come 5 minutes before the show by the end. You know what I'm saying?
Better late than never, baby. Better late than never.
we got 2 more clips, then we out of this thing, man.
Hey, look, I'm right on time then.
One clip like 10 seconds. So both of them short. So we about to come to the head. I'm just finished preaching my sermon. I'm about to go to finish this Marshall Falk clip, then this Cat Williams clip. We out. So let's go ahead and run this Marshall Falk.
Offering time.
Huh?
No, offering time. Pass the plate.
Offering time. Yeah.
For those of you that don't know me, I'm Marshall Falk. I don't want to get into stats. If you want those, I'm Googleable. Check me out. I knew that was going to get you. Here's what I want you to understand, and this goes for everybody, including the running back room. How you do one thing is how you do everything. Think about that. How you do one thing is how you do everything. If you slack off in school, then at some point in time, the guy to your left, the guy to your right, the guy in front of you, the guy behind you, they can't count on you because you're going to slack off. How you do one thing is how you do everything. So I'm going to be real brief and say this to you. What we want from you, it requires no talent. Effort requires no talent. Hustle requires no talent. You don't have to be the fastest. You don't have to be the strongest. You don't have to be the smartest to give effort. It requires no talent. If you give effort, watch what it brings to you. I'm new for those of you.
Boom.
I like that.
Hey, hard work beats talent any day.
Any day.
I'll let y'all go in. You know what I'm saying? I'm just
ain't nothing to say to that. He said it all.
Right.
Yeah, that's how you do one thing is how you do everything. I like that.
Like I said, this new generation kind of lost that. I think they watching too much of the gram, and they think they see all the fruit, and they don't think it takes any hard work to get rich. You know, but are you gonna base your life relying on luck, or you gonna base your life relying on the formula that works? Formula that works is hard work is gonna pay all dividends. You know, that's what we design to do. We design to put in work. So I don't get how you gonna you're F student at everything else, and all of a sudden you're gonna be an A student and get rich. How you do one thing is how you do everything.
Right.
You know,
And that's
so
what
if
I
you're
feel
F
like,
student,
Trying to do
I like
somebody's
that,
taxes.
They're like, you don't like math, you don't like money.
right?
Trying to do
so,
somebody's taxes, and you was failing math.
yeah, if you're an F student on everything else, if I give you a bunch of money, you're gonna be an F student at, you know, keeping the money. How you do one thing is how you do everything. So, you know, you're gonna be a fool with money, and it ain't gonna last long. You know, did you see that clip? This dude that just got won like 4.1 million in the lottery a few years back in like 2022. He broke now. He just went to jail, robbing somebody for $1,200 for like a drug deal. Somebody just sent me that. I'm about to.
That's crazy.
But that's
Oh,
why
yeah, that happens all the time.
Happens all the
That
time.
happens all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I give you money, you just gonna be a fool with money. Ain't nothing
Yeah.
gonna change.
And we talked
You know?
about that when we talked about generational wealth or generational, what did we say? Generational wealth, or because they can give you the money, but you know, you can lose it in a minute. But if they
That's
show
right.
you show how to get it, you always gonna get it.
Right. Somebody just sent me that, man. But yeah, the point is that.
But 2 years is kind of quick. Most of the time you hear it's 5 years, but 2 years is kind of quick.
He went through that 4.1 in 2 years. You know, so it's just like Antoine, you know, with the crack, like the $5 million crack party. You know what I'm saying? So you know, he gonna blow it. You know, all of a sudden, you're not all of a sudden gonna become educated and actually do the right thing with the money. It's not gonna happen usually. Usually you're gonna, you know. So why not start now before you get the money? Being an upstanding citizen, being, you know, having a ferocious work ethic. You know, why not start early? You know?
Yep.
Anybody else want to comment on that? Because I think this last clip is about 10 seconds, and we're gonna wrap it up.
Yeah, you're getting close to my bedtime.
Yeah, so all right, no other comments. Let's hit this last one about a genius, the prophet, man, Cat Williams. This is gonna be the theme for the rest of the week, man. So boom, it's by Cat, man. Cat said a mouthful with this. Pause.
Excellence is difficult, but to be mediocre, it's no pressure. Excellence is difficult, but to be mediocre, it's no pressure.
I told you that's like 10 seconds, man. That's the theme. We're gonna leave y'all with that, man.
Yeah, do the work.
You know? And he said I ain't have to elaborate on that. You know what I'm saying? Boom, I put in the work. That being said, man, we'll see y'all next week.
All right.
Peace.
Peace.